Which is better for powerlifting, heels or flats? Let's talk about it. So, a little bit of backstory before we get started. I am a competitive powerlifter. I started powerlifting in the shoe that every single gym bro ever starts to use. That is the Converse. I bought these whenever I was probably 16 years old and still have them and used to do all of my lifts in these. As I took powerlifting more and more seriously, I wanted to look at what's the best shoe out there for me. So I've tried a bunch of different shoes. I went from Converse to a pair of Vans, and then from Vans, I went to the squat shoe for squats and bench press because I had a hard time keeping my heels on the ground. I then didn't like these for bench press and obviously didn't like these for deadlift, so bought a Nike wrestling shoe, which I enjoyed a lot more for deadlifts and for bench press. And then I started hating these for squat and bench press. I didn't like a few things about wearing a heel. I don't like how hard it is. I cannot feel the ground in these at all. I also didn't like how you can't really bend it, so there's not a lot of proprioception, which is the ability to make your foot move for you. And it has a super narrow toe box. I have wide feet, and I just couldn't get the feel for the ground in these that I would like. So I made the switch again to these. These are Feel Grounds. They're a barefoot shoe. They're slip-on. They're very bendy, wide toe box. I love these for all three lifts. But that doesn't mean that everyone will love these. So here's your guide to know if you should be lifting in flats or in heels. If you constantly struggle to hit depth, wear heels, wear squat shoes. If you are constantly falling back on your heels during the squat, wear squat shoes. Squat shoes are not going to make you fall on your toes automatically, but you have more area back there to fall on, and it's gonna catch you. If you're constantly getting on your toes though during your squat, maybe switch to a barefoot shoe or a flat. This is both. This is a flat and a barefoot shoe, but you can wear Vans, you can wear Converse, you can wear whatever. If your heels come up constantly on the bench press, you should be wearing a squat shoe to bench press. I know it doesn't sound correct, but this has more space on it than a flat would, and your heel can rest on the ground while you leg drive up. If you hit 2 compounds a day and you can hit squat depth without squat shoes, you should probably get a barefoot or a flat shoe to lift in. Here's why. I am a busy man. I cannot squat, have to put these on, tie them up, Velcro them in, put the knee sleeves on, all the things, and then have to take all of that off to then put on another shoe to then bench press or to deadlift. If you can hit squat depth without squat shoes, I don't think you have to use them. And matter of fact, I think many people would benefit from using barefoot wide toe box shoes because you get more proprioception, which is your ability to feel the ground beneath you and actually use your foot. That also means that you can grip the ground with your feet, which again isn't necessary, but definitely helps. If you get something that is non-slip, that helps a ton because then on your bench press and if you sumo deadlift, you will be able to press the floor and you won't slip. Something like a Converse is kind of non-slip. It's not great, but it does the job. Something like a wrestling shoe isn't non-slip. This traction sucks. And if you sumo deadlift and you try to wear wrestling shoes, you're most likely going to slip. If you have a lot of leg drive on your bench and you try to wear wrestling shoes, you're most likely going to slip as well. Unless you're lifting on carpet 24/7, and if you are, wear whatever shoes you want. Another thing about wrestling shoes and Converse is you get some proprioception. You get to feel the ground beneath you a little bit. But do you see how this toe line goes up? That means that your toes will physically be off the ground whenever you're squatting. You have to be very conscious to then dig your toes down in order to grip the floor, or you might be a little bit off balanced with your squat. It's the same for wrestling shoes. That toe really comes up. You have to be very mindful to bend that down and to grip the floor, or it might just, you might be off balance during your lifts. That's where complete flats, I like them. And I made the switch to flats a couple months ago, and I think everyone should, if you can reach squat depth without heels. If you sumo deadlift, you need something non-slip, and something flat really, really helps, especially having your toes on the ground to dig in with sumo. If you have a lot of leg drive for your bench, I'm telling you, I have not found a better flat / barefoot shoe than Field Grounds. I am not sponsored by them in any way. I don't get any kickback from you all buying them. I'm just trying to help people out. Another thing that I love about these is slip-on. I cannot stand tying shoes. I mostly wear slides if I'm around anywhere. Slides or Crocs. So in the gym, if I have to tie on a squat shoe and then untie it to take off my knee sleeves and then tie on a wrestling shoe to deadlift or to bench, I'm wasting probably 5 to 10 minutes each time I have to tie and retie shoes because I don't know how to tie shoes. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't really get it. I've tried to understand. I do like the 2 bunny loop thing and through each other. I know I look weird. I'm sorry. I blame my mom, I guess. I wasn't taught as a child what to do. But I made the switch a couple months ago from heels to flats. If you hit squat depth regularly without squat shoes, if you can keep your heels down during bench press, if you don't want to tie and retie shoes all the time, it's worth giving barefoot shoes a try. I know you're tired of hearing people talk about barefoot shoes, but I think they're the best shoe for powerlifting, specifically the Field Grounds. I know that some people use like water shoes that are barefoot, and they're nice. I just think they're ugly. And I think heels versus flats is not a debate anymore. If you don't have to have heels, you should be lifting in flats. This is the best shoe for powerlifting for me and for anyone who can hit squat depth regularly. This is subpar, and I know it could just be the squat shoe that I got, but buy these. Buy these. These are great. That was literally just me ranting for probably like 5 to 10 minutes. Hopefully you got something out of this video. Maybe make the switch to flats. Maybe make the switch to barefoot shoes. Again, Field Grounds. I love these. I only have these because they're affordable and they're great. Slip on, non-slip, all the things. If you want to take powerlifting seriously, you have to think about what shoes you have, and experimenting with different shoes definitely helps. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit like, hit subscribe down below. Thank you for listening to me rant for however long this video is going. I hope that this isn't a mess editing. Thank you all, and I'll see you all next one.